my father and his family were located on the other side of India, which is currently known as Pakistan. A lot of times, so we are invited to do shows in corporates. They want us to motivate their employees. When I say auto suggestion, there are a lot of things while talking to you, while speaking to you, I can suggest your mind to think forcibly. If you can understand how people think, then probably for a brief moment, you can control what they see. Then you can actually create something which is magical. Even if a person like me tells you today how I am doing what I'm doing, you will never be able to understand it. What I will do is I will turn, I will not look at you. So whatever number you choose, maybe you can just show it. Coming out of my experience, I know most of the time when I tell my spectator to select a number on the dice, almost all the time, just like you have kept number 1, they all keep number 1. So let's take it to another level. Take the dice and put it inside your hand like this and shake it inside your hand.
Okay.
This time even I don't want you to know what that is.
Hello, Namaste and Jai Hind. Welcome to yet another episode of Success Habits in conversation with me, life coach समीर अजमानी. ऐसे लोगों की कहानी उन्हीं की ज़बानी मैं आप तक पहुंचाता हूं जिन्होंने अपनी मेहनत, लगन और अभ्यास से जिंदगी में एक मुकाम हासिल किया है और आज दूसरों के लिए प्रेरणा के स्रोत बने हैं. Today we have the privilege of sitting down with a master of mystical arts, an enigma in the world of entertainment. Please join me as I explore the fascinating journey of our guest today, who's India's leading illusionist, mentalist, and the training director of Delhi School of Magic. He's a performer with more than 3,000 shows to his credit across 30 countries in person and 9 countries virtually, and also has 23 television appearances to his credit. He's the recipient of the Merlin Medal in Magic and a TEDx speaker too. He has his own magic episodes on the national news channel Aaj Tak, hosted by Shweta Singh, and has also appeared in several reality shows and news channels. Without further ado, let me welcome the incredible illusionist and mentalist, Tushar Raj Kumar.
Thank you.
Welcome, Tushar.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sameerji, for inviting me.
Wonderful to have you here with us today.
Same here.
So, Tushar, first and foremost, tell us about your journey into the world of illusion and magic and what inspired you to become an illusionist.
Okay. So, perfect. That's an interesting question to begin with, Sameerji. Well, both the questions are kind of interlinked because the journey starts in 1982 when I was not born.
Okay.
And my inspiration is also coming from that year itself. So I was born in 1990, but I'll tell you a little about my family background before I answer this question. So my family, my father and his family were located on the other side of India, which is currently known as Pakistan.
Okay.
So 1947 से पहले हर पंजाबी फैमिली की कहानी से मैच करती है मेरी फैमिली की कहानी. हम लोग पार्टीशन के बाद यहाँ भाग कर आए. And
I like that भाग कर आए हैं.
Exactly. And उस समय पर कोई struggling phase था बहुत, तो कोई financial support नहीं था डैड के पास. So he somehow struggled his way to earn his livelihood. And he was very much fascinated to learn different art forms. उनको different art forms जैसे art, painting, calligraphy, acting, ये सब करना बहुत अच्छा लगता था.
Okay.
And so he used to do all these things in some or the other way and earn his livelihood. And at that point in time उन्होंने एक मदारी को सड़क पे देखा. और मदारी जो थे जादू परफॉर्म करा करते थे, जिनको आम भाषा में मदारी पर इंग्लिश में स्ट्रीट मैजिशियंस. तो उनको देखकर उन्हें बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगा ये कला, और ये कला देखने के बाद उनको लगा कि मुझे ये भी सीखनी चाहिए. He somehow convinced by getting into the slums of the मदारीज, कन्विंस किया कि हम मुझे भी सिखाओ. सिखाते नहीं थे ना उस समय पर कोई रिसोर्सेज थी, ना कोई एकेडमी, ना कोई पोजीशन था. So he struggled his way to learn this art, but finally he was able to do some sort of a barter. पैसे तो नहीं थे, but दाल, चीनी, आटा देकर जो भी उन्होंने एक बार्टर सिस्टम करके
he learned it from them.
टेक्निक सीख के उन्होंने एक आर्ट को समझा, आर्ट की साइकोलॉजी को समझा, और he gradually started developing that. And 1982, he joined a company known as Moore Mickens as an assistant accountant, and then from there he started doing part-time shows. He used to practice and then part-time shows. He took about 7 years to develop this into a profession for himself. और 7 साल की मेहनत के बाद 1989 में उनकी शादी होने के बाद उन्होंने इसको फुल टाइम कन्वर्ट कर दिया. उसका रीजन था कि जो अपनी जॉब से वो एक महीने में कमाते थे उतना वो 4-5 दिन में शूज से कमा लेते.
4-5 days.
Exactly. Wow. And he immediately decided to quit his job and got into the profession full time. My mother supported him. 1990, I was born, and I think by now you will know the answer that who inspired me.
Absolutely.
Because he is the inspiration, and I got really lucky and fortunate that I find my guru also in my own father. I found my guru in him, and this was around 2.5 years. When I was 2.5 years old, 2.5 years old, I remember my mother tells me that घर के पास एक डैड का शो था और वहाँ पर वो मुझे लेके गई थी और मैं फ्रंट रो में बैठा हुआ था. डैड परफॉर्म कर रहे थे स्टेज पर और स्टेज पे परफॉर्म करते करते मैं फ्रंट रो से उठा और स्टेज पर जाके उनके साथ खड़ा हो गया.
अच्छा, all by yourself?
All by myself, and I was just intrigued by the way he was doing actions.
Sure.
So I had nothing in my hand, but he was performing. But I was just trying to imitate him. उन्होंने मुझे stop नहीं किया. वो अपना शो करते रहे. शो खत्म हुआ, जब घर पहुंचे तो घर पहुंचने के बाद उन्होंने मेरे से पूछा कि आपको भी सीखना है. मैंने कहा हाँ पापा मुझे भी सीखना है. तो उन्होंने मुझे जो मेरे मदर और फादर बताते हैं जो सबसे पहला उन्होंने मुझे ट्रिक सिखाया था वो था कि कैसे एक एम्प्टी वास के अंदर फ्लावर्स लेकर आते हैं. सो आई लर्न दैट ट्रिक एंड लेटर आई ऑल्सो लाइक 6 months डाउन द लाइन उस समय पर मुझे उन्होंने एक शो भी करवाया अपने स्कूल में. और फिर उसके बाद मुझे एक शो के लिए उन्होंने प्रिपेयर किया जिसके लिए वो मुझे साउथ इंडिया लेके गए. द सिटी वाज एग्जैक्टली उडुपी.
श्योर.
एंड इट वाज बेसिकली अ कन्वेंशन ऑफ डिफरेंट magicians from that part of India.
Okay.
And उसके अंदर तकरीबन 700-800 लोग बैठे हुए थे ऑडिटोरियम में. एंड उनका एक परफॉर्मेंस था और उनके परफॉर्मेंस के बीच में 15 मिनट उन्होंने मुझे शो करने का मौका दिया.
क्या बात है.
और जब मैंने शो किया एवरीबडी स्टूड अप क्योंकि इतना छोटा सा बच्चा 3.5-4 साल की उम्र was able to do a kind of a magic show.
Yeah.
So everybody appreciated, and I don't exactly remember, but I have this memory from those days, which my parents tell me, that it was a moment for them also. And everybody stood up and clapped. And I think the journey somehow started from there. But when I came into school, I kind of took magic for granted. So I never pursued magic wholeheartedly in the very beginning. वो कहते हैं ना घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर. तो डैड ने मुझे मैजिक एग्जैक्टली मेरे इंटरेस्ट के बेसिस पर ही सिखाया और मेरा इंटरेस्ट डिक्लाइन हुआ तो डैड का भी बड़ा क्लियर था कि वो मुझे ऐसे ही नहीं सिखाएंगे. एंड स्कूल डेज में आई यूज्ड टू गेन सीक अटेंशन फ्रॉम माय फ्रेंड्स एंड टीचर्स जो आसानी से मिलती नहीं थी क्योंकि मैं एक बुली था, एक एवरेज स्टूडेंट था, तो टीचर्स अप्रिशिएट नहीं करती थी. एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ वेंट ऑन for quite some time, till the time one fine day when I came back home I saw dad practicing. This was when I was in 3rd or 4th standard. Sure. And I asked him that dad आप मुझे सिखाते क्यों नहीं हो? तो उन्होंने कहा कि तूने सीखना बंद कर दिया, तूने प्रैक्टिस छोड़ दिया. So I don't want कि अगर ये आज मुझे भी आती है तो मैं तुझे आसानी से दे दूँ. If you want to learn this, then there are certain rules. You have to practice the art. You have to pursue it nicely. तो मैंने कहा नहीं मुझे सीखना है. तो मुझे सिर्फ एक चीज, एक सिक्का गायब करना सिखाया when I was very young. और मुझे बोला कि मैं तुझे अगली चीज तभी सिखाऊंगा जब तक तू इसको प्रैक्टिस करके मास्टर नहीं करके मुझे दिखाता नहीं है. तो I still remember for a week, straight for a week I was practicing. And in my class, out of the rules, I just showed it to one of my friends. Just because I was so excited.
Yeah.
So my friend got amazed and he just वो कहते हैं ना आग की तरह हम बात फैल गई तो पूरी क्लास को पता लग गया that तुषार कोई मैजिक करता है. Everybody in the recess time came to me and वो
दिखाना जरा,
वो दिखाओ तुम कुछ मैजिक करते हो. I showed them, they all got amazed and they appreciated. Suddenly I realized that everybody is now giving me attention. That's what I wanted. I came back, I told my dad कि dad मुझे और सिखाओ. तेरे पहले वो करके दिखा जो तुझे सिखाया था, तो वो करके दिखाया तो उनको अच्छा लगा. उन्होंने मुझे और कुछ चीजें सिखाई. कुछ महीने बीते और मैं क्लास के अंदर मैजिक दिखाना शुरू कर दिया।
हाँ,
मेरी टीचर्स को पता लग गया और एक दिन हमारे स्कूल के एचओडी जो कल्चरल के हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट थे, उन्होंने कहा कि हर क्लास में से एक एक दो नाम नॉमिनेट करेंगे टीचर्स
yes,
फॉर द मेन एनुअल फंक्शन wherein they can put up something and we can create something unique out of all the kids.
yeah,
So my class teacher gave my name to perform magic. और धीरे धीरे वो जर्नी इसलिए बढ़ गई कि पूरा स्कूल अब मुझे जानता था, टीचर्स जानती थी, प्रिंसिपल यूज्ड टू अप्रिशिएट मी, एंड आई थिंक मैजिक हैज बिकम an integral part of me right from those days. And I realized what this art has in stock for a child like me who is average, who is not confident, but it can turn you around in totally a
Absolutely.
different person altogether.
So Tushar, tell us, what type of illusions do you specialize in?
Okay, so currently I am basically a mentalist.
Okay.
A mentalist is somebody who uses the art of mind reading to deceive your mind,
Okay.
to create a sort of an illusion of giving you an illusion of me reading your mind.
Okay.
And if I talk about generally about the branch that my father began learning and practicing, that is basically an umbrella to a lot of sub branches.
Okay.
The main subject is magic.
Ah.
Just like a doctor who pursues MBBS,
Yes.
then specializes into becoming a gynecologist, oncologist, eye surgeon.
Ah.
Similarly, a magician specializes into becoming a conjurer. That's a technical term in our trade.
Yeah.
A manipulator,
Ah.
an illusionist,
Okay.
a mentalist. So somewhere or the other, if you trace back, and I am not hiding it, if you trace back these branches that get popular, will have their link tied to the main heading that is magic.
Okay.
So I began learning magic from my father, and then he is my guru in magic. He is my guru in illusion.
Sure.
And because of him, I got opportunity to learn from various magicians across India and abroad.
Okay.
I learned this art from magician A.K. Dutt.
Okay.
I learned this art from magician Prahlad Acharya, from magicians like Charles Gauchi. I got lucky enough to work and get inspired from one of the biggest illusionists of the world, I would say. His name is Franz Harare. He has his mega magic shows that he do for corporates, for big auditorium audiences,
Okay.
for large scale audiences at a scale of about 50,000, 60,000 people sitting inside an auditorium. So he became friends to my father way back when he came to India for a show. And then his relationship grew to a level wherein Franz Harare became a brother to him.
Okay.
And we have been working as a back-end team for him in India for many of his projects.
Sure.
That my father and he has done together. So I've got I feel really lucky that because of my father I got exposure to different magicians. I've also learned, and a lot of magicians have helped me in my journey.
Sure.
I would like to acknowledge one more name of magician Melly. So all these are my mentors, and so I think currently I am working as a mentalist, and this has been my forte, that I am doing mind reading shows for different corporates, for weddings, for a lot of my clients since last more than 8 years now. So that's what it is.
Interesting. And how do you go about creating and designing these illusions? What's the process like? Run us through the process.
Okay, so I can certainly not tell you the techniques that we use, but the process of creating anything is the ultimate outcome.
Okay.
First, okay, what are we looking at achieving? What is that we want the audience to believe? That's where we start from. A lot of young magicians and a lot of young artists in our trade, I think they go wrong at the very first stage of preparing their acts and preparing their show. There are 4 things that we need to have clarity on. We begin with the outcome first in our mind. But even before the outcome, we understand and have clarity on what is our audience.
Sure.
A lot of times your audience can have kids
Yes. Yes.
A lot of times your audience can have adults.
Yeah.
A lot of times your audience can have people who don't understand English. Or your audience can have people from different cultural background altogether. So you need to have an understanding. A lot of times, so if we are invited to do shows in corporates, our clients, they want us to motivate their employees. And they make us understand that this is what the target audience is.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just the top management, top brass of the company.
Yeah.
So in order to develop anything and create anything or start presenting anything, we need to first have clarity on our audience.
Yeah.
Then we need to have clarity. What is the motive? Motive 100% of the time is entertainment. We have to entertain our audience. That's the base.
That's at the background always.
But at the same time, sometimes we might have to highlight the core value of a company, maybe, or we might have to just wish someone's birthday. Or maybe anniversary event. So we just need to keep that in mind, motive. And then we decide what is exactly what we are going to show them. That is the effect. And then we design a presentation around it. Whether we are going to go for a motivational presentation or comic presentation, stuff like that. And when it comes to designing an act in itself, then the very first thing that we have in our mind is having the outcome, what we want the audience to believe. That is one. And then what we exactly want to create through that belief. Then we kind of process it back. That how, using the techniques that we know in our mind, how can we put this thing together to create such an illusion for our audience? So I certainly cannot decipher the steps that we take and what are the techniques, but it's kind of a processing our way backward towards. And once we know that, okay, these are the techniques that will make up an act, then we try and, if we know it well, we will try and put that act together. If we don't know it, we try to find it how we can learn more. So it's an evolving process. We have to.
So basically, you create an event by event, is it? And that's very interesting. You know, he said magic for motivation. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a knack for using magic to create a lot of messages, moral messages, society messages.
Wonderful.
And we've been doing this for a lot of our clients. So, and a lot of my audience also relate to me as somebody who uses the art of inspiration and motivating during my shows.
Kya baat hai? That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Tushar, mentalism, you know, you talked of mentalism, involves mind reading and psychological tricks. How do you approach understanding human behavior and applying it to your performances?
Oh, that plays a superbly important role. It plays a great role, in fact, in whatever I as a performer do.
Sure.
So when it comes to human behavior, psychology, understanding how you present, how you sit, how you talk, all of this is something that it's put to consideration.
Okay.
And we as performers, we also use the art of auto-suggestion. Okay. So that is also coming out of the art of psychology itself. When I say auto-suggestion, there are a lot of things while talking to you, while speaking to you, I can suggest your mind to think forcibly.
Okay.
Which you would never know that, okay, that I kind of suggested those things to your mind. And at the end, when your mind is at a result which I want it to be, I kind of reveal it to tell you what you're thinking, and then you understand that it's a mind reading process. So auto-suggestion is also coming out of the art of psychology. And so that's how it is. So it's very important, understanding human behavior, understanding how people think. If you can understand how people think, then probably for a brief moment, you can control what they see.
Absolutely.
And if you can control what they see, then you can actually create something which is magical. So it's actually very easy to manipulate a human mind once you know how. So it's just about knowing or not knowing. And I think this machine is the most sophisticated machine that has ever been invented. And understanding this can give you a lot of power to create something magnanimous for your audience.
Yes.
And going against you can put you in a pit that you can never even imagine.
Absolutely.
So human behavior is
the power of the mind.
Yeah. Human behavior is the key to whatever I do.
और तुषार आपके शोज में ऑडियंस का इंटरैक्शन और पार्टिसिपेशन इज वेरी क्रूशियल.
Correct.
आप कैसे इंश्योर करते हो दैट योर ऑडियंस फील्स इन्वॉल्व्ड विदाउट फीलिंग अनकंफर्टेबल?
ओके, तो हमारे एक्ट्स के अंदर समीर जी सबसे पहली कोशिश हम ये करते हैं कि अगर ऑडियंस की इन्वॉल्वमेंट और एंगेजमेंट ही नहीं है तो वो एक एक्ट नहीं, वो एक विजुअल परफॉर्मेंस में बदल जाता है.
श्योर.
wherein you are just watching a singer perform, sing his craft, sing his talent, and you're just listening to him. Which is also a kind of zone wherein a lot of people want to be in. A lot of people just respect while they are listening to somebody or watching something, somebody dance or somebody play. Whereas there is a category of art which demonstrate performing art. Which, like, this is also a performing art, but when I say performing art, I mean somebody who is a performer who not only sings but also makes you dance along what he sings.
I get that,
So what I do, there are two different kind of performances in the world of magic.
Okay.
One is which is highly visual, in which you see a performer creating illusions and different sorts of miracles on stage by just watching it with your eyes and getting amazed. Second is basically the art of mind reading.
Okay.
Mind reading is basically all about you interacting with the audience, making them involved in different experiments that you try to demonstrate.
Okay.
उनको एंगेजिंग बनाना.
अच्छा.
तो मेरे लिए कभी भी चैलेंज या डिस्कम्फर्ट वाली बात रही नहीं है, क्योंकि आई ऑलवेज वांट द ऑडियंस टू इन्वॉल्व एंड एंगेज एंड इंटरैक्ट, because that's what the entire show looks like. It's a high on engagement act that I do, and high on interactive. I want the audience to participate, and I make sure that I make them comfortable enough to not feel shy and to come up on stage. There are ways which I as a performer involve so that they are able to relate with me as just someone from the audience. And yet able to deliver that impact that I want to deliver through my acts.
Wonderful. Tushar, एक memorable moment share करिए, out of all your performances, where the audience's reaction exceeded your expectation.
Okay, exceeded my expectation. Okay. Somewhere or the other, I think I have gained such experiences almost every other day.
Okay.
Why? Because the only thing in our mind when we step up on stage is to deliver our best.
Yes.
और मेरे father ने मुझे सिखाया कि अपने हर शो को पहला शो समझो.
Okay.
So there is also even at this level, like I've been pursuing magic professionally since about 16 years.
Okay. 16 years now.
16 years now. Yeah. So it's close to about 12 years of full time. And about 4 to 5 years of part time when I was in my school and college days. I used to perform part time. So if I club all of that, it's kind of a 16 years of experience in total.
Sure.
But even today, when I step up on stage, standing backstage, I have some sort of a nervousness in me, and that goes away by thinking of the fact that I'm here to inspire somebody in the audience, to deliver that sense of wonder to the audience, to bring smile on their face, to bring wonder to their mind and amazement to their life. That's what I kind of carry as a vision for my art, that I would want to touch and impact billions of people and bring smile on their face, wonder to their mind and amazement to their life.
Wonderful.
And when this thought comes to me, I get up on stage. I always only think about what I'm going to perform and deliver my best and give them the best time of their life, because they have chosen to hire me or come to my show. So I should be delivering the value which is exceeding to what they have invested already, whether it is in terms of time, energy or effort. और जब ये expectation होती है कि I need to deliver my best, उसके बाद audience आपको खड़े होके ताली बजाती है, आपके लिए अप्रिशिएट करती है, शो की खत्म होने के बाद फोटोज खिंचवाती है, they want to follow you on social media. I think every single time the expectation is not that the audience should stand up for me and applaud and appreciate.
And that's an automatic outcome.
And that's an automatic outcome. I mean, that's why every time I think I get this feeling that I have got so much love today. I will have to work next day even more harder to prove to the world that I deserve this again. Because once you get the taste of that kind of a love from the audience, you would always want to go back,
to give more.
give more, and want that love back from your audience.
And like you rightly said, people are fascinated with the magic shows and are often heard asking, "Ye kaise kiya isne?"
Not often,
Yeah.
in fact, almost
Most of the time. Yeah, so how do you manage to keep the secrets of your illusion?
Oh, it's very simple. You just behave as if you don't know nothing.
मुझे नहीं पता कैसे हुआ ये.
Exactly. There are a lot of ways that we deal this, and there are a lot of funny ways also. We use a lot of kind of one-liners, situation liners to deal with this. But then at the end, it's the value behind whatever we do is the secret that we have.
Yeah.
And magic and mind reading is basically an art of mystery, as you correctly said in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's also known as the art of impossible. And it's not that we would never want to reveal what we do, but I think the word reveal will be incorrect for me to use. If somebody wishes to learn, not just magic, any art.
Yeah.
If today, suppose Zakir Hussain ji is playing tabla, and I go there, how did you do that? He will never ever tell me just like that. Yeah. This is what I suppose, because I think what he was doing he has put in years and years of practice into it.
Absolutely.
Even if he wants to tell you, even if he tells me there and then, I will probably not understand how it is done because I don't know the basics of playing tabla itself. Similarly, even if a person like me tells you today how I am doing what I'm doing, you will never be able to understand it in its purest form because you don't have any hang of it all this while. आपको उसके ये वही बात हो गई कि एक 12th के स्टूडेंट मतलब एक फर्स्ट क्लास के स्टूडेंट को हम सीधा कहते हैं 12th की इंटीग्रेशन जाके सॉल्व करके दिखाओ, तो वो 12th की इंटीग्रेशन तब तक नहीं समझ पाएगा जब तक फर्स्ट सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड से बेस ऑफ मैथ्स क्लियर नहीं है. सो नंबर वन, I deal it very casually to answer to your question. That we just simply say that, okay, I also don't know how this happens. I don't know, every single time I do it, it happens. So a lot of people say, okay, they get that I don't want to tell.
Absolutely.
And then to answer this question to the people out there, those who might think that we want to hide our art or hide our secrets, no, it's not like that. अगर आप किसी को ये कला सीखनी है तो Delhi School of Magic is the banner of my father who founded it. The banner in the name of Delhi School of Magic in 1995.
Yeah, we'll ask you more on the Delhi School of Magic, definitely.
Yeah, so we offer a lot of services like that. But अगर कोई ये कहता है कि नहीं आप बताना नहीं चाहते इसलिए आप ऐसे बोलते हो, तो वो उनके लिए ये है कि हर चीज़ की सीखने का एक तरीका होता है. तो एक वैल्यू, एक मॉरल एथिक्स के तरीके से आप सीखते हो उसे, और एक फाउंडेशनल लेवल से फिर आप आगे बढ़ते हो. You cannot just like that know what other person.
Nothing comes easy in life. You got to put in the effort, and you got to put in that effort to learn it.
You're right. I just slightly changed it. It might come easy, but it's not simple. It's certainly not simple. So you just have to put in efforts.
Yes.
And once you start putting efforts dedicatedly, willingly, with your good positive intention, it will gradually become easy for you.
Yeah.
But you will have to invest that kind of an time and energy and effort to become a master of the craft.
Wonderful. So Shar, why don't you show us a couple of tricks for the audience?
That's interesting. How about I do something for you?
Don't scare me, huh?
No, nothing of that sort. Okay, so let's do this. So how about, so whatever I do is basically coming out of the world of psychology. I understand how people think, and so far so good. Whatever conversation we've had, even before beginning the interview, I think we conversed for a while. We've known each other for quite some time. But depending on whatever observation I've had of you, I will decipher a few things.
Perfect.
And this is not going to get into some sort of a numerology or astrology. I'm not telling you about your future or anything of that sort. We will do a little experiment. I have a little thing in my pocket, which is basically a kind of a dice. This is something that we universally know. And we all understand, whether we are American or an Indian or a South Indian or an African, we understand dice. Right?
Yes.
And that's the reason why I've chosen this little object, which is universally known. And also there's another reason why, because we have our childhood linked to this little thing.
Yes.
All of us, somewhere or the other, have used dice in playing some sort of a game. Mostly popularly, that is Ludo. That we have played this snakes and ladders in Ludo. So we understand 6 digits. We understand 6 outcomes. Let's do this. Can I request you to leave that paper maybe in your lap? Put your hand like this. What I want you to do is I want you to select any one number. Suppose if you like 5, keep 5 on your hand like this.
Okay.
What I will do is I will turn, I will not look at you. So whatever number you choose, maybe you can just show it to the camera. So that the audience knows what you've selected. And then keep it on the top.
Perfect.
Like this. Keep your hand flat and cover it with the other hand.
That way.
Once you do that, call me back. So meanwhile, let me turn like this, and I will turn back once you call me back. Let me know once you're done with it. You can show it to the camera. Keep that on your hand. Make sure that whatever number you choose remains on the top.
Yes.
Can I come back?
Yeah.
Sure? It's hidden, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever number you're thinking, it's in your mind, and the audience also knows that.
Yes.
Is there any way possible that I can ever know what you're thinking right now? Perfect. I will just use my experience here. Coming out of my experience, I know most of the time when I tell my spectator, my volunteer, which is you right now, to select a number on the dice, almost all the time, this is just coming out of my experience, most of them, just like you, have kept number 1, they all keep number 1. Number 1. And that's what the audience saw?
Absolutely. So are you saying most of the people pick up 1?
That's coming out of my experience. Let's do that. Let's do that once again. So this time,
let's try it once.
What I want you to do is keep it to yourself. Don't even show it to the audience.
Okay.
So decide a number and let's see if we can figure that out now.
Okay.
So you can feel free to change it or keep the same, whatever you want. Do that. I will look away. In fact, I will look in the camera, so there's no way that I can know what you're doing.
मैं दिखा देता हूँ उनको.
Don't show it to the camera. Don't show it to the camera this time. So this time the audience doesn't know. You know what? The audience is very smart. They might think that somebody here who is not in the camera frame is also watching you showing the dice.
अच्छा.
तो हो सकता है audience को ऐसा लगे कि
अच्छा तो किसी को नहीं दिखा रहा.
कोई और भी देख रहा है.
Done.
तो अपने हाथ में आप उसको ऐसे ही रखेंगे जैसे पहले आपने रखा था.
With the number
decide करके number को top पे रखें so that we have something to refer to.
Perfect.
So decide that. Keep your hand on and let me know once you're done with it.
I'm done.
Okay. So this time, not only the audience doesn't know it. Nobody in the room, if there are people sitting other than you and me, for the reference of the audience, though there is nobody other than one person on the camera. But अगर कोई और भी है तो उसको भी नहीं पता कि आपके हाथ के बीच में क्या है.
सिर्फ मेरे को पता है.
And this time I will probably use the art of looking into your eyes and figuring out by saying something. I'm going to say out all the numbers starting from 1 to 6.
Sure.
You can choose to keep your face absolutely blank, keep a poker face.
Okay.
Or you can choose to react in the most fake way possible. So ready for this? I will count to 6. Listen to me and look at me very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm right, then you very slightly moved your eyes dilated at the number 5. And his reaction tells me that I am right.
Absolutely.
Show the number. Show the number to the audience.
There it is, 5. Awesome.
Okay, let's take it to another level. Take the dice and put it inside your hand like this and shake it inside your hand.
Okay.
This time, even I don't want you to know what that is. So stop wherever you want. But don't have a look at it.
Sure.
So make sure that the dice is lying flat in your hand. It's lying flat. It's not like standing in some other direction, right? And so there is a number that we can refer to once you remove your hand, which is right now on the top. Now there is no way that I can read your mind or do anything. I can probably just use my intuition here. You selected a number 1 in the very beginning. I think that is probably coming out of your habit of being number 1 in whatever you do. And you would want to be like that, behave like that. And then you change it because I kind of figured out number 1 and then you wanted to try some other number. You increase the number to about 5. And I think right now, the way you rolled it, that kind of tells me I might sound as if I'm trying to fake something around, but that's how it is. If you remove your hand carefully, making sure that you don't remove your dice, the number that we see on top should be number 3. And if that's the case, before you remove your hand, if that's the case, just say yes, it is 3. If it's not, just say no. Open your hand.
Yes, it is 3. Now, how did this happen, man?
Oh, I don't know. I just do it like that. I simply cannot tell you how that happens.
Completely amazed.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's so awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sure most of our audience उतना ही हैरान हो रहे हैं जितना मैं इस समय हैरान हो रहा हूँ कि मैंने क्या 5 में थोड़ा सा हिलाया था आँख. I don't remember doing that, and I was very, very cautious कि नहीं इस नंबर पे कुछ नहीं होना. And you still caught that. So that was awesome.
Thank you.
Tushar.
Thank you.
Awesome. Really wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, कोई behind the scene mishap के बारे में बताओ तुषार. That may have occurred during a live performance. उस situation को कैसे handle किया?
That's an interesting question. Behind the scene mishap एक नहीं काफी सारे हुए हैं इस journey में.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn also.
Yes.
That's how you understand the challenge, and every single time you innovate and you make sure that it doesn't happen the next time.
Yeah.
So as a magician, as a mentalist, as a performer, जब हम लोग stage पे जाते हैं, we can never afford to lose on our secrets.
Yes.
We can never afford to fail.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are paid for.
Absolutely.
And our moral authority also, our moral duty is also to deliver 100%. In our art, if it's 99.9%, then it's a failure.
Yeah.
Even if it's 0.1% wrong, it's a failure.
Absolutely.
So
people are going to remember that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we make sure that we have a backup and another backup for a backup. Most of the time, we have about 2 to 3 backups of whatever we are doing on stage.
Interesting.
Let me tell you how this works. So if we are doing something on stage, our audience never knows where we are leading them to.
Yes.
Or where this act is going to end.
Yeah.
Or what exactly are we going to show them.
Yeah.
So even if something goes wrong, that I know has gone wrong, my audience can never know that. Why? Because I have my things in which I take care of the failures as if they were a part of the act. And then demonstrate instantly something that becomes the outcome of that particular act, which I know is the backup of that. So that's how we take care of things. But if I were to tell you कि क्या mishaps हुए हैं, तो mishaps बहुत सारे हुए हैं इस journey में. हमारी काफी बारी show में करते वक्त, because there a lot of times we use assistants backstage.
Yes.
So something has gone wrong with the assistant, or something has gone wrong with the lighting, or something. Sometimes we start performing and the music is not played. And a lot of such things has happened.
Absolutely.
But then every single time when this thing happened, you learn from it and you instantly adopt the next corrective measure so that it doesn't happen again. So now as a professional, since last many years, we are following a kind of a process which is like this, that we have a tech rider that we share with our client, with our event team.
Okay.
And that tech rider is a must thing to have. And then we also have a lot of backups for that tech in our own
I get that.
package.
Yeah.
And we ensure that whatever we are doing is seamless. We do rehearsals with the technicians, light and sound. We do rehearsals or with our crew. And most of the time now I'm performing almost solo acts, because mind reading doesn't involve any sort of a big prop or setup or team. It's just me and my audience, and I'm interacting with them. But since my father is an illusionist, he performs with a team of about 10-15 people. And sometimes even I am offered to do such acts which involves us in producing a company MD on stage. So we bring those big boxes and vanish ourselves and produce ourselves from somewhere else. And all that stuff happens. At that point of time, there is infrastructure, there is team, and there are a lot of mistakes that can happen. So we make sure that we rehearse it well, we practice it well, we have all the technicals in place. Yeah, so that's how we avoid the mishappenings to happen.
Just like any other profession, right? And we thought कि magic तो ऐसे ही कर देते हैं.
Exactly.
Great. And what's the most common misconception that people have about magic and illusion?
Okay, the most common misconception is कि आप तो पैसे घर पे बैठे बैठे बना लेते हो या फिर काफी सारे लोग, if I talk about myths, तो मिथ्स काफी लोगों को हमारे अगर ऐसी सोसाइटी में चले जाओ जो थोड़ी अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड है, उनको लगता है कि जो लोग हवा से कुछ पैदा कर देते हैं वो तांत्रिक होते हैं.
अच्छा.
वो तंत्र मंत्र जानते हैं, वो सुपर नेचुरल कीपर्स हैं, वो किसी ना किसी तरीके की उन पर विद्या है या कोई भगवान का आशीर्वाद है. तो लेट मी टेल यू कि अगर कोई कहता है कि मैं हवा में से बेमौसमी फल पैदा कर दूंगा या ड्राई फ्रूट पैदा कर दूंगा, तो फल जो है उसका एक बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस है जो कि हमारी कुदरत ने दिया है. जब तक आप एक संतरे का बीज नहीं बोएंगे तब तक संतरा पैदा नहीं हो सकता. ये हमें मालूम.
बिल्कुल.
वो कुदरत है, उसको कोई पलट नहीं सकता. तो जिसने जैसे उगना है वो वैसे ही उगता है. उसको टाइम लगता है एक पौधे को उगने में. अगर कोई कहता है कि मैं हवा में से बेमौसमी फल पैदा कर दूंगा, तो हमारे देश की इतनी गरीब जनता है, उनके लिए क्यों पैदा करके नहीं खिला देता. या फिर अगर कोई कहता है कि मैं यहाँ से मंत्र मारूंगा और वो बेहोश हो जाएगा, तो हम आपको इंडिया पाकिस्तान बॉर्डर में बिठा देते हैं. क्यों हमारे इतने सारे शहीद हो रहे हैं, आप मंत्र मारिए और बेहोश कीजिए. या अगर किसी काटे हुए को जोड़ सकता है कोई, तो हम उसे एम्स का सबसे बड़ा सर्जन बना देते हैं. तो ये सारी चीजें मेरे फादर प्रीच करते हैं और मैं उन्हीं की बोली हुई बातें आपको बता रहा हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि मैजिक से हर आर्ट फॉर्म, सिर्फ मैजिक नहीं, हर आर्ट फॉर्म में लोग नेगेटिव भी होते हैं, पॉजिटिव भी होते हैं. कुछ चीज हर प्रोफेशन में लोग नेगेटिवली भी यूज करते हैं और काफी सारे लोग पॉजिटिवली यूज करते हैं. सिमिलरली मैजिक का भी मिसयूज होता है. एंड इस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन से और आपके इस चैनल से मैं ऑडियंस को ये बताना चाहूंगा कि नेवर फॉल प्रे. किसी की भी बातों में मत आए. अगर कोई आपको कहता है कि वो पैसे डबल करके दे सकता है, या आपके घर में कोई सोना जवाहरात चांदी है जमीन के नीचे, या किसी भी तरीके के वहम में आपको डालता है, तो वो एक्चुअली में आपको ठग रहा है. और वो जो कला का यूज कर रहा है वो जादू है. और हमारी टेक्निक्स जो है किसी तंत्र या मंत्र या सुपर नेचुरल से नहीं आती. ये एक बहुत ही लॉजिकल आर्ट है, साइंटिफिक आर्ट है. इसको मैं लेकर नहीं जन्मा हूं, ये मेरे फादर लेके नहीं जन्मे थे, या कोई भी और लेके नहीं जन्मा है. या जन्म होने के बाद ही हमने इसको सीखा है, डेवलप किया है. जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर आर्ट ये भी सीखी जा सकती है. और इसको कोई भी सीख सकता है. तो जो लोग सीख कर शोज करते हैं वो लोगों का मनोरंजन करते हैं मेरी तरह. और कुछ लोग हैं जो इस कला को यूज करते हैं ठगने के लिए. ऐसे ही आजकल की इंटरनेट, आजकल का सोशल मीडिया आप यूज कर रहे हैं बड़े पॉजिटिवली डिफरेंट लोगों की बातें पहुंचाने तक के लिए. कुछ लोग साइबर क्राइम कर रहे हैं इसी सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू, इसी इंटरनेट के थ्रू, इसी बैंकिंग सिस्टम के थ्रू. तो हर एक प्रोफेशन में नेगेटिव.
Absolutely. I think you've answered a bit of my next question, where I was saying कि आप क्या मानते हैं that anyone can develop the skills to become an illusionist?
Absolutely.
Or is it unique talent only for a few?
I will answer to it. जो फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ इट है तो मैंने आंसर कर दिया, that absolutely anyone can actually learn it. And Berry School of Magic also offers courses for this particular learning the art form, whether it is magic or mind reading. We've been doing a lot of workshops across India. हम लोगों ने अपने करियर में अब तक 5000 से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स को वर्कशॉप दिए, और वो 8 साल से लेकर 80 साल तक के स्टूडेंट्स हैं.
Wonderful.
And not just school kids, we have trained teenagers, young adults, doctors, IAS, IPS, people from the judiciary background. हर तरीके के लोगों को, हर प्रोफेशन के लोगों को हमने वर्कशॉप्स दी हैं. एंड वेदर इट्स दिल्ली, जयपुर, चंडीगढ़, गोवा, शिमला, कोची, उडुपी, उदयपुर, a lot of cities we have collaborated with different schools or vocational centers. And recently we have also started giving this art form to someone who would want to make this into a profession, or would want to understand this in a advanced level. तो हम लोगों ने इसको बहुत ही structured format में एक course create किया है, जिसके अंदर if you would want to pursue the art of magic and mind reading, at advanced and professional level also you can do that. इसको अभी तक हम बहुत ही अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में गुरु शिष्य परंपरा के अंदर करते आए थे. मेरे फादर की हमेशा से ये विजन रहा है कि क्योंकि उन्हें अपने टाइम पे सीखने में मुश्किल हुई थी, तो अगर किसी को आज सीखना है तो उनको मुश्किल ना हो. तो काफ़ी सारे इस जर्नी में लोग आए जिन्होंने कहा कि हाँ हमें फीस बताइए, आपकी क्या वर्कशॉप है, हमने उन्हें बताया और उन्होंने वर्कशॉप अटेंड कर ली जब से हम उनसे ऑर्गेनाइज करवाते थे. काफ़ी सारे उनको इस जर्नी में ऐसे भी मिले कि सर मुझे सीखना तो है पर मेरे पास पैसे नहीं, क्योंकि उन्हें अपने पुराने दिन याद है. तो वो जज करते हैं सामने वालों को कि सामने वाला एक सुपात्र है या कुपात्र है, इसको इस कला को लेकर सदुपयोग करेगा या उसका दुरुपयोग करेगा. जब उनकी जजमेंट से उनको लगता है कि हाँ उसको टेस्ट करते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि इमीडिएटली सिखा देते हैं किसी को भी, टेस्ट करते हैं, उनको लगता है कि हाँ वो सही है. तो पापा ने अपनी लाइफ में ऐसे कितने ही लोगों को अपने एक तरीके से अडॉप्ट कर लिया है, जिनको उन्होंने कला सिखाई भी है, उन्होंने अपने शोज में पार्ट भी बनाया है, उनको प्रोफेशनल भी बनाया है, उन्होंने शोज भी दिलाए हैं, अपने शोज उन्हें दिए हैं जब वो उनको लगता है कि वो अवेलेबल नहीं है, उनके पास क्वेरीज आती हैं तो उनको शोज दिए हैं. इतना ही नहीं, उनको अपनी टीम का पार्ट बना दिया, और इतना ही नहीं, इस लेवल तक एक्सपीरियंस बना दिया कि आज उनमें से काफी सारे परफॉर्मर्स रियलिटी टीवी शोज पर आते हैं, फुल टाइम प्रोफेशनल परफॉर्मर्स हैं, कॉर्पोरेट्स के लिए शोज करते हैं. प्लस जो लोग उनके साथ तकरीबन 8 साल 8 साल से ज्यादा ही टीम में रह गए, उनको उन्होंने एक कंपनी के अंदर अपना पार्टनर भी बना दिया. वंडरफुल. सो दे हैव my father has actually created this as a opportunity for a lot of youngsters in the market, those who wanted to learn magic पर उनके पास पैसे नहीं थे. काफी सारे लोग सीख कर गए और अपना शोज कर गए. उनमें से काफी सारे लोग आज भी दिल्ली स्कूल ऑफ मैजिक की परफॉर्मर लिस्ट का पार्ट है, ऑफिशियल परफॉर्मर्स हैं. और उनमें से कुछ चुनिंदा लोग परफॉर्मर्स जो कि काफी टाइम से हमारे साथ हैं, वो हमारी कंपनी के अंदर पार्टनर भी है. Having said this, this making people into professional, इसको हमने एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मेट में कोर्स के रूप में अभी पिछले 2.5 साल से प्लानिंग करके अभी फिलहाल हमने इस साल से लॉन्च किया है.
So what is the duration of this course?
Duration of the course to begin with, it's 4 months, 120 days. 120 days में आप इतना foundational level अपना strong कर लेते हो that you can actually start performing for anyone and everyone around you. And then there are different levels that you take, and then probably you can look at it, developing it as a profession in a span of about a year's time.
And anywhere from 4 months to 1 year's time is somebody that can look at that.
Exactly.
So there you go. So for all of you who are wanting to learn this art of magic, Delhi School of Magic is right there to help and support you to reach that level.
Correct.
Now with the advancement of technology, how do you incorporate the modern elements into your classic illusion to keep your act fresh and exciting?
So I'll tell you, so we have to innovate every single day. Every single time when we perform something for the audience, और वो अगर audience वापस से हमें मिल रही है perform करने के लिए, so we make sure that we show them something totally different. And we use a lot of advancements from the world of magic itself to innovate and to recreate a lot of classic illusions as well. And we also create a lot of new stuff. And there are a lot of creators in the market जो कि already every day they are creating something. We also take their rights, take their permission to use their creativity by paying certain monetary element to them.
That's also
that's also a part of the game, to be really honest. So that's how it is. So no, it's not every day that we create things of our own self. We use creations of a lot of fellow magicians in the market across the world. In fact, not just me or somebody else, almost all of us, we interchange and exchange and use creations of other performers. And in the process, we also end up creating of our own things.
That's so wonderful.
So it's
that kind of unity, huh?
Yeah, that's how it is.
Wonderful. So what advice now, Tushar, would you want to give to someone aspiring to become an illusionist?
Okay. If somebody is aspiring to become an illusionist, magician, mentalist, whatever you consider that as, I think the advice that I would want to give, first and foremost, if you are somebody who wishes to gain a lot of confidence, if you want to become socially confident, if you want to go out and talk to people confidently, present yourself, whether you are in front of one or two people or standing in front of a crowd of 500 people or thousands of people, for the matter of the fact, whether you're speaking to a Bollywood celebrity or a famous personality, if you need to have something unique in it. So that question that you asked in the middle, that whether this is unique to somebody or
is it open to anybody?
It is open, but at the same time, this art is absolutely unique. Why? Because if I ask you this question, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि आपके स्कूल में कितने सिंगर्स थे, तो आप मुझे 10, 15, 20 नाम गिनवा सकते हैं अगर सर्च करे जाए तो. बहुत सारे लोग सिंगिंग करते होंगे,
वो भी डिफिकल्ट होगा. 10, 20 will also be difficult. You'll have very few people.
आर्ट, पेंटिंग काफी सारे करते होंगे, बट मैजिक कितने करते थे? शायद एक भी नहीं. तो हर जगह पर I respect all the art forms, but there are a lot of kids those who practice singing, dancing, painting, robotics, coding. These days, every AI is in the talk of the town. So we all practice all these things, but I have never seen a family persuading his or her kid to learn the art of magic and mind reading.
Absolutely.
And that is what makes it absolutely unique also.
Yes.
So if you are somebody that who would want to gain a lot of confidence and attract opportunities your way, unique opportunities जिसमें लोग आपको invite करते हैं to speak at their platform, to maybe do shows and demonstrate your art, your skill, then probably this is one of the best art form to practice and learn. And the advice that I would want to give you is that the internet जो है आजकल के ज़माने में बहुत dearth of information लेकर आता है, तो आप internet explore कीजिए, कहीं से भी knowledge लीजिए, that's okay. But अगर आपको इस कला को अच्छे से समझना है foundational level पे या advanced level पे, you need to have a mentor in your life. Not just magic. आपको कुछ भी सीखना है और अगर उसमें बढ़ना है,
absolutely,
तो आपको एक मार्गदर्शक की जरूरत 100% होगी. एक गुरु की, एक मेंटर की जरूरत होगी, एक टीचर की. और मैं रिकमेंड ये करूंगा कि a lot of people what they do is they learn something and they start teaching you. Look for somebody who has learned something and has implemented that knowledge by himself or herself. क्योंकि learning and teaching, whereas learning, implementing and teaching. So when I say I would want to give you an example, I don't want to criticize anybody, but there are a lot of teachers those who teach management, MBA, how to manage businesses, management of business administration. Learning from a person who has learned and gained a lot of knowledge to how to manage a business, and then learning from him versus learning from a businessman himself who has done maybe MBA or gained knowledge, build a successful business, and then you are learning from him. So he would know. And like मैं criticize नहीं करूंगा और मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा कि टीचर को कम नॉलेज है या टीचर disrespectful है. ऐसा नहीं है. Teachers are equally respectful जो मैनेजमेंट सिखाते हैं without building a business. But learning from somebody who has practically done it will be of more benefit. और आपका लर्निंग का बहुत ही छोटा हो जाएगा. आपको बहुत, क्योंकि वो जो बिजनेसमैन है वो आपको डायरेक्ट हैक्स और टेक्निक्स बताएगा कि उन्होंने वो कहाँ गिरे, कहाँ उनके बिजनेस फेल हुआ और कैसे उन्होंने उसको उठाकर फटाफट इतना बड़ा बनाया, क्योंकि दैट इज द नीड ऑफ द आर्ट. सो लर्न फ्रॉम समबडी हु हैज डन इट ऑलरेडी and learn from somebody who's successful in it.
Wonderful.
And find a mentor, and I'm sure that whosoever will do it will excel it really well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very, very nicely explained, very sincerely and nicely explained. Like you rightly said, Tushar, not many parents encourage for this kind of art. I'll tell you, I never knew that there was something called a Delhi School of Magic. Right? So for all those of you who've been fascinated and are wanting to learn this art form from the people who are doing it, Delhi School of Magic, it's available.
So nice.
Yeah, so wonderful. As our enchanting conversation comes to a close, and as we bid farewell to our guests, we are reminded that the world is still full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and the human mind is a playground of infinite potential. Tushar has not only entertained us, but has also sparked our imaginations and encouraged us to question the boundaries of what we believe to be possible. Thank you, Tushar, for sharing your insights, your magic, and your passion with us today. So friends, आज तुषार जी से बात करके बहुत मजा आया और इल्यूजन एंड मैजिक की दुनिया के बारे में बहुत कुछ सीखा. शेयर इन द कमेंट्स बिलो व्हाट पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्वर्सेशन यू एंजॉयड द मोस्ट. और अगर आप भी कुछ सक्सेस हैबिट्स को अपनी जिंदगी का हिस्सा बनाना चाहते हैं एंड यू फील दैट यू नीड सम गाइडेंस एंड सपोर्ट, then do reach out to me at my numbers mentioned below and let me personally coach you and train you for success in any area of your life through a very simple but very effective, scientifically tested 10-week program. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Like the video if you enjoyed the conversation and share it with your friends and family so they too can get inspired. Please take good care of yourself and keep smiling till I bring you another inspiring story. Namaste and Jai Hind.